Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Let's get to the news. Alright, Browns fans, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you is nothing short of a game changer. The AFC North, a division known for its fierce rivalries, gritty defenses, and playoff battles, is about to witness a shift in power that could redefine the landscape for years to come. And at the center of this upheaval, the Cleveland Browns, a team that has been rebuilding, retooling, and now appears poised for a serious run. But before we get into all the latest details, let's set the stage. The Browns, historically, have had their ups and downs. They've had moments of brilliance, like their 1980s heyday with Bernie Kosar and the Dog Pound, but also periods of struggle and uncertainty. For fans, it's been a roller coaster, especially over the last decade, with coaching changes, quarterback questions, and roster rebuilds. But this season, everything seems to be aligning, and the buzz is that Cleveland might finally be on the brink of something big. Now, one of the most talked about topics right now is the quarterback situation. The Browns have been through a lot in this regard. They've had to navigate the complex landscape of injuries, suspensions, and inconsistent performances. But there's a rising star in their ranks, and that's where the story gets even more interesting. We're talking about Shedeur Sanders, the son of legendary NFL and college coach Deion Sanders. Shedeur, who made waves at Colorado with his electrifying arm and leadership skills, has been the subject of intense speculation about when he might make his debut for Cleveland. And folks, the predictions are pointing towards a very exciting timeline. Now, I know what you're thinking. Shedeur Sanders, with his college highlight reels and impressive stats, could be the Browns' future franchise quarterback. But when exactly will he get his chance? Well, analysts and insiders have been weighing in, and the consensus is that Cleveland might be looking at a very specific timeline for his debut. Some say he could be starting as early as mid-season, perhaps around week 8 or 9, once he gets enough time to learn the playbook, adapt to the NFL speed, and gel with the offensive weapons around him. Others believe that the Browns are taking a cautious approach, giving him more time to develop in practice, and possibly easing him into action as a backup first, before unleashing him as a starter when the moment feels right. This strategy makes sense considering the importance of stability at the quarterback position. Cleveland, after all, has faced instability for years, and the last thing they want is to rush a young quarterback into a high-pressure situation without proper preparation. But let's be honest, if Shedeur continues to impress in training camp and preseason games, the coaching staff might have no choice but to accelerate his timeline. The fan base is eagerly awaiting that moment, and the excitement is palpable. Imagine the buzz around FirstEnergy Stadium if Shedeur Sanders finally steps onto the field as a starter. The energy, the hype, it would be electric, a moment that could define this franchise's future. But it's not just about the quarterback position. The Browns have assembled a roster filled with talent, experience, and a hunger for success. Their defense remains one of the most formidable units in the league, with stars like Myles Garrett leading the charge. Garrett, who's been a dominant force on the defensive line for years, continues to be a cornerstone for this team. His presence alone often changes the dynamics of an entire game, freeing up others to make plays and putting constant pressure on opposing quarterbacks. The Browns' secondary has also been strengthening, with young talents emerging and veterans providing leadership. The defensive scheme under coordinator Jim Schwartz has been aggressive and effective, and if they can stay healthy, Cleveland's defense could carry them deep into the postseason. On the offensive side, the Browns have invested heavily in their skill players. Nick Chubb, coming off a major injury last season, is one of the best running backs in the league when healthy. His ability to break tackles, gain yards after contact, and provide balance to the offense is invaluable. His return is seen as a crucial element in Cleveland's offensive plans, especially with a young quarterback potentially taking the reins. The wide receiver core, featuring Amari Cooper and newcomers who are eager to prove themselves, adds a dynamic element to the attack. Plus, the offensive line, which has seen some shuffling but remains solid, is essential in protecting whoever is under center, whether it's Deshaun Watson, if he's healthy and performing at his peak, or Shedeur Sanders when he's called upon. Now, let's talk about the coaching staff. Head coach Kevin Stefanski has been praised for his offensive schemes and player development, but this year's success hinges on execution and consistency. The team's culture has been evolving, and the leadership has made it clear that they're aiming for a playoff push, with Super Bowl aspirations not just being a distant dream but a real goal. The organization has built a winning environment, emphasizing discipline, resilience, and a never-give-up attitude. These qualities are essential in a division like the AFC North, which is arguably the toughest in the NFL, with fierce rivals like the Cincinnati Bengals, Baltimore Ravens, and Pittsburgh Steelers all vying for supremacy. And speaking of those rivals, the AFC North is always competitive, but this year feels different. The Ravens have a new quarterback in Lamar Jackson, who's healthier and more motivated than ever. The Steelers, with Kenny Pickett now more experienced, are looking to take a leap forward. Cincinnati, led by Joe Burrow, is always dangerous, especially with their high-powered offense. But Cleveland's combination of a stout defense, a versatile offense, and the potential emergence of a young star like Shedeur Sanders could tilt the scales in their favor. It's a division that promises epic battles, and the Browns are right in the middle of it, ready to make some noise. Now, let's pause here for a second. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUB algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Because what's really exciting about this season is the potential for Cleveland to shock everyone. They've been underestimated for years, but the pieces are finally coming together. The coaching staff has crafted a game plan that balances veteran experience with youthful energy. The players are motivated, hungry, and ready to prove doubters wrong. And the fans? Well, they've been waiting for a moment like this, an opportunity to believe again, to see their team rise from the ashes and contend for a Super Bowl. Looking at the bigger picture, if Shedeur Sanders makes his debut sooner rather than later, it could be the spark that ignites the Browns' offense in a new and exciting way. Imagine the creative schemes that Stefanski could draw up, tailored specifically to Shedeur's strengths, his arm talent, his ability to extend plays, and his leadership that's already evident even at the college level. The NFL is a different beast, but his potential is undeniable. Cleveland fans are already dreaming of that moment when Shedeur leads a game-winning drive, showcasing poise under pressure, and demonstrating why he's considered one of the most promising quarterbacks of this upcoming generation. And let's not forget, the Browns' front office is known for being strategic and patient. They won't rush their young quarterback into the fire unless the timing is right. But the signs are pointing to a very promising future, possibly sooner than most expect. The competition in training camp has been fierce, with Shedeur impressing coaches and teammates alike. The NFL's transition is always tough, especially for rookies, but his mental toughness and preparation have been praised at every turn. Browns fans, this could be the beginning of a new era, an era where Cleveland finally climbs back to the top of the AFC North and makes serious noise in the playoffs. Now, beyond the quarterback situation, the team's overall outlook remains optimistic. The front office has done a fantastic job of surrounding their young star with talent, both experienced veterans and promising newcomers. The defense, as I mentioned, is a force to be reckoned with, and the offensive line is showing resilience and adaptability. The running game, led by Chubb, provides a solid foundation, and the receiving core is talented enough to stretch defenses and create big plays down the field. All these pieces, combined with a motivated coaching staff and a passionate fan base, make Cleveland a team to watch this season. Of course, there are always challenges ahead. The AFC North is one of the most unpredictable divisions in the league, with each team capable of beating any other on any given Sunday. Injuries, turnovers, and game day adjustments will play crucial roles. But what's clear is that Cleveland is no longer just a team trying to rebuild. They're now a team aiming high, with Super Bowl aspirations firmly in their sights. The emergence of a talent like Shedeur Sanders could be the final piece of the puzzle, providing that extra spark that pushes Cleveland over the edge. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you believe Shedeur Sanders will be the quarterback who finally takes Cleveland back to the promised land? Are you excited about the team's chances this year? Or do you think there's still work to be done? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. Let's keep this passion alive and continue supporting our team through every twist and turn of this exciting season. Thanks for tuning in, Browns fans, and as always, go Browns!